This Living in Symmetry blueprint is the complete self-evolution system that's based on my no matter what way. And we'll just walk you through it really briefly. So those of you that kind of know it, know that when you sink down in here into these lower levels of what's not going right, this whole side is about the pointing outward. So these words say anger, fear, judgment pointed outward. And the other side is regret, guilt, judgment pointed inward. So the things on this side are more of that. Either one, you find yourself down here suffering in separation. And so the key one is to become, and they tended to come out with letters, become the curious, compassionate caretaker of the littlest parts of you. This is where you, and what this says here, this model lays out sort of the little explanation of that, which doesn't show up in the no matter what way. The blueprint is like, digging down into the whole model and what it really is, and the words for it, and the process. Like when you notice yourself doing this, here's what happens. So the main summary of this one, though, that shows up there is that this is where you embrace your sacred privilege and life purpose as the unconditionally safe, loving presence you've been seeking, no matter what life brings. So then there's here's how you were before, what you feared. Here's some red flags. You're feeling helpless, hopeless. Each one of these has that. Here's how you would feel after you've been working this step. And here's just sort of that place of happy symmetry that you arrive at. And the happiness hacks that tend to go with that step are the Beyond Mindfulness map and the Becoming Teachable triad. And we have them both for you as a PDF, page by page by page, or as a flip book, which is what I'm doing here, is a flip book. I turned on my sound, but we're not. Usually you can hear the pages flipping. Beth and I love that. So anyway, then you've gotten, okay, you're standing with, by, and for yourself, you're feeling your feelings, you're not all focused on everybody else and how they need to change, or you're not beating yourself up, you're just being with your thoughts and feelings as they are. Then you move into observing the operation and opening to the opposite, which basically includes the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet and the first 4 questions of the work, where you really move into the role of the observer. But it's also including, now that we have the book that's coming out, that's, with the publisher right now, is a workbook on the wheel of self-forgiveness, which we never had before. So that it harvests that stuff about what you're doing to yourself in a little more like how the Judge Your Neighbor worksheet. So basically this part is where you step into the role of the observer. And the summary of that one, which shows up here, is use your conscious mind to easily expose the errors in its own survival-driven logic. Seeing that mind-made conditions are the only source of your stress, the brain rewires and the body relaxes. So just observing that helps. And there's the red flags, and this is the 2 hacks, or the JYN, and the 4 questions. Key 3 is, okay, you notice in this observation that you want to harvest the hidden riches from fear, need, anger, defensiveness, loss, and where you have blame, defensiveness, judgment pointed at others. So then you go up over there and do the work. So that one is harvest. Yeah, I just read that one. Sorry. There's the before and after, and here we have the turnarounds, and whack-a-worry, which is sort of dealing with underlying motivations that make these thoughts keep coming back and trying to save us. And we get a chance to kind of help out that part so we can really move on. Then if you find on this side that you are turning towards yourself, key 4, the wheel of self-forgiveness, transform guilt, regret, self-hatred into clarity, confidence, self-advocacy, turning your inner critic into the champion of your happiness. And then, again, the before and after, red flags. This one has the wheel of self-forgiveness and the Spark of Self-Love book. Both of these are coming out now as books, and so we even will have new pictures here. Key 5 is, okay, you've gotten through that, but have you gotten all the way to forgiveness? Are you in fearless faith with life as it's showing up? What's still scaring you? What still believes something is wrong about your situation? Where have you not moved into freedom? Where have you not moved into fun? That's what Key 5 is about. It's about continuing to drill down into anything you hadn't found, unlink what you think, and free fall into fearless faith, creating win-win outcomes for all as you turn your path into peace, trusting that a no from life is equal to and often better than a yes, now that you have these methods. Again, before and after, and there's the forgiveness flip and the all-out amends ladder, which we've redone that one a lot. It used to just be 2 pages. And then finally, Key 6 is enjoy your evolution and embrace its edge. This is where you're kind of, okay, got through that, shifted my emotional state. I can see this person in front of me exactly as they are, and feel really close and connected to them and know what my next steps are. And basically, I just get to live into life for a little while. And that's where you expand, you keep expanding into this container of evolved self in some ways. And so that's what I call enjoy your evolution. And you don't need to fear that when you run into the edge of that evolution. Of course, no matter how far you've come, life is going to bring you your next great teacher. And so instead of fearing that or resisting that, you embrace that. So enjoy your evolution and embrace its edge is relax into a warm win-win way of life, fueled by self-love, service, and aligned action as you live in symmetry with self, others, and life. SOAL I have as self, others, in life, but it also means shift of a lifetime, which is the name of my private coaching program since I got such a shift of a lifetime. But you see, when you're living in symmetry, the outcomes here, you're basically in this no matter what thriving in unconditionality, curiosity, noticing where your mind places conditions on others, on yourself, on life. That's the sort of outer directed side. And then the inner directed side, you're living in self-solidarity and unshakable inner advocacy. And those things together, the hallmark of that is what I call, it's kind of living in symmetry. In a way, it was inspired by abstinence in 12-step programs, abstinence or sobriety. And where you have these kind of lines around what I don't do that, because when I do that, I get crazy. Or the same with this, when you go into these certain kinds of thoughts, these certain kinds of reactivity to life, these certain ways of needing everything to change, you're off and running and things don't go well. Living in symmetry is where you're using that, whatever upsets you, and using these tools, not letting yourself stay in suffering very long, not letting yourself have that level of chaos without taking a look, because you've got these tools now.